different types of facelifts. You might find it quite confusing looking on the internet and looking for facelift procedures. There's so many different names to it, and some names describe the operation and other names are just marketing tools to sell individual surgeons. So the traditional facelift relied on just pulling the skin tight. And although it was a good method to refresh the face, what surgeons often found is that the results are not very long lasting and can lead to this overcorrected windblown appearance that people don't like. So technique has evolved since then, and nowadays many surgeons tighten the deeper tissues and redrape the skin. So there's less emphasis on skin pull, but more on the deeper tissues, and that gives generally a bit more balanced appearance. So that surgery involves lifting up what we call the deeper plane. So there are some fibers and some muscles in this plane. And in order to lift that up, you need to cut underneath it. The surgery that I just mentioned is usually called a SMUS facelift or deep plane facelift, to keep it very simple. There are minor procedures. They fall under the name, for example, one-stitch facelift or mini facelift, and they involve more the tightening of these tissues. So it's more that the tissues are being pulled together rather than lifted up and repositioned. So that can often be done under local anesthetic. There are more fashionable types of facelift procedures, like ponytail facelift, for example, and the principle is that this can be used more in younger patients where there's not much skin that has to be removed, and therefore the scars can be shorter, and it relies more on certain endoscopic techniques, which means to lift up the deeper tissues from the bones or from the fixed deeper tissues and to reposition them. And these methods, they can be quite appropriate in younger patients where there's not excess skin. However, if you're in an age group where skin laxity is also a contributing factor, you might have to undergo a procedure which removes a bit more skin in order to tighten that as well.